Try that. Okay. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Mark Shankman, if you don't know who I am, and my partner in crime here, Sean Boynton. Cosmos is one of our fellow team members, and we're happy to have you on the Top Millionaire Marketers Team Mastermind, and today we're really excited to talk about the event we just came back from, the Thrive Event in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Green Valley Ranch Resort, which was fantastic. And so I just wanted to introduce myself. I'll let Sean do the same. So go.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Hey, everyone. Sean Boynton here. And as Mark mentioned, we just had a fabulous time last week in Las Vegas at the IPN corporate event. And it had some really a lot of good things coming down the road. What's always nice about these events is, we get a chance to put a name to the face and get some great pictures and photos and video. Some of the things that you really need to kind of focus on when you're at these events, and some really good times with at night where we have some bright parties and things like that. And that's really where the fun begins, because you get a chance to really have some one-to-one talks with some some high leaders in the company, and that's a really important piece. So. But yeah, we had a great time, a lot of memories, and we look forward to what we got next coming down the pipe with IPN. So, with that, I'll send it back to you, Mark.
Awesome. So yeah, one of the best things about events is that you get to hobnob with all the leaders. And the cool thing about the event, this was really kind of I think only the second event. They had a third, but it was really the second main event, and it was at a relatively small venue, so there weren't, I don't know, maybe 400 people max. The cool thing about having that small a number, and it's likely never to be that small again, because there's like 300,000 affiliates for IPN. But the cool thing about having 400 people there is you get to get up close and personal with the leadership. So, Sean and I took full advantage of that. I talked briefly. I only caught like a couple seconds with the president, Daniel Pachenko, but spent pretty significant time talking to Mario Delgadillo, who does our business presentations. I talked to Maurice Katz, the VP of marketing. Talked to Bob Byram, the #1 affiliate in IPN. So got to really spend a lot of time and talking to these guys and finding out what's on the horizon, finding out how they're doing things, how they're making money. Mario, shared with us that last month his Amazon store did $75,000 in sales, and he's at, I think he said it was almost 40% profit. So you can do the numbers. That's a pretty good amount of money in a short period of time. We were all really excited to kind of learn more. We had some absolutely incredible speakers, just off the chart speakers. We got to hear from Kevin Harrington. We got to hear from John Maxwell, who is a leadership and success, guru. We got to hear from Josh Tolley, who is phenomenal. I mean, hands down, one of the best speakers I've ever heard. Talked about entrepreneurship and why you needed, not should be, but needed to be an entrepreneur. How if you have a job, you are year by year, slowly and steadily decreasing your wealth, because inflation is going to absolutely outpace you by a long shot. And talked, extensively on why you needed to be an entrepreneur and how it was absolutely critical for you and your family. We heard from, I forget what Ingrid's last name was. Do you remember?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, she was
a German last name, yeah.
For the women out there, like Cosmos, man, this Ingrid was unbelievably fantastic. She is just one of the top female entrepreneurs, has built, $1 million companies, works with Dell, has a whole women, in leadership,
It's Vanderveld.
Vanderveld, that's right.
Yeah.
Ingrid Vanderveld.
We hung out with her, actually.
Ivy.
Cool. Yeah.
Ivy. but she was phenomenal. So empowering to women, so empowering to men even, and also has a whole charitable side of her organization, which is fantastic. We talked about crypto, we talked about e-commerce, we talked about a lot of different things. So the event was absolutely worth its weight in gold. If you haven't been to an event before, you've got to get to one. If you haven't been to an IPN event, you have to get to one. It was phenomenal. And the other thing that Sean and I have never seen, I mean, we've been to a bunch of events with different companies. I've never seen an event that throws a party and has an open bar. I mean, I know Carl's talked about that. If you've been on Carl's IPN, calls, his masterminds, he's talked about it. But I mean, champagne and open bar and
all night,
phenomenal. And I'm not a big drinker, so it's not a huge thing for me. But
right.
But I'll tell you, I mean, it shows what the company is willing to do for the people that work for the company. They absolutely treat you right. We were fed.
Yeah, breakfast and lunch every day. I mean,
we've been
unheard of actually in an event.
And never been fed unless you were a VIP and paid a lot of money.
Yes.
Never had a party with an open bar. I mean, and we've been to some, pretty good events with some pretty good stuff available. But this one was absolutely phenomenal and through the roof. So, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we learned at the event. And then I really wanted to spend most of the time today, Sean and I, talking about the direction that IPN is heading, the direction that we're heading, and some of the new things that have come out from the event and on the latest Wednesday update call, which was pretty awesome too. So let's get right into it. Actually, Sean, I'm always doing all the talking. I'm gonna let you get to it. So let's hear your pearls, your words of wisdom from the event, stuff that, your takeaways and that sort of thing. Yeah,
like you said, I think the first day was a lot of inspirational speakers. We had John Maxwell, which I've actually never heard before. He's an author. He's been inspiring people for, I think, over 30, 40 years. Got a lot of good information from that. The Josh Tolley, I was really taken back by him. He really opened my eyes to really having to be an entrepreneur. I mean, you really don't have a choice now. I mean, you really got to do it because just inflation's really going to get you as you get older and older. You're not going to be able to keep up with it. So things like that. I mean, I really enjoyed listening to Maurice Katz and Danny Pacheco, all of them guys, because it's not understanding. I mean, I haven't been in IPN for a long time, and just really understanding their direction and where they want to go. But I think it's all about the focus. I'm excited actually about the direction we're gonna talk about more about this, the direction of where e-commerce is going with the company, and a lot of the things that they want to start focusing on more. We have the trading platform and a whole bunch of different things that are coming around the corner. But overall, I think that there's a lot of good avenues that the company has planned. So I think that those are some of the things that we really need to kind of focus on and really get a good sense as to where we're going, individually and as a company. I think a lot of the time, we get stuck in a rut, and a lot of times we don't know where we want to go. But the focus is really starting to sharpen up a little bit more, and I think we understand the things we really need to focus on as we go forward here. But I think Mark, why don't we go into some of the things that we've got planned for IPN, and I'll jump back in too to kind of.
Let's finish up the event first. Let's kind of wrap up the event. One of the things that was so cool that both of us forgot to mention up till just now was the magician. I wish I could remember.
Oh, right.
Something.
Yeah, I've got his name.
Or something like that. This magician was incredible, and it wasn't about magic. So this was pretty slick. I mean, he is really a success.
Yes, Kostya Kimlot.
Yeah. He's phenomenal. I definitely recommend checking out his Facebook page. I like his Facebook page because I want to see what he's up to. He's pretty awesome. So he really is more of a success coach, but talks about how, hey, Bernie's here. He talks about how to think like a magician. And how to build success in a business, any business, and using some of the things that magicians learn and know. And it was absolutely incredible. It was, you know, he talked about perception. He talked about, you know, method versus perception. He talked about what was, you know, kind of real versus perceived or imagined. He talked about personality types, social influences. He was awesome. He was awesome. He was so much fun. Did some amazing magic, of course, as well. But you know,
I like the whole part about how we dialed into people's personalities with using the heart, king, queen, and diamond. King, queen. No, I'm wrong.
Heart, spade, club, and diamond.
Yeah, you got it. So I don't know if you want to elaborate about that, Mark, but that was pretty interesting how he got those lined up with different personalities.
Yeah, well, let me tell you this. The cool thing that I found out a little bit behind the scenes is that IPN recorded the event. So I don't know how or when we're going to have access to that, but I know IPN did record the event. I also know, and I talked to Bob Byram for a while, that he actually recorded the event for his team, and separate from IPN, because he said these words to me. He wasn't going to wait for IPN to get that together. He was just going to make it happen himself. So, you know, the beauty of being the #1 affiliate in the company is you can bring your own camera crew and record it yourself, right, and share it with your team. So we are downline, but we are definitely part of Bob's team, and definitely am looking forward to hooking into that. So hopefully we can share that with you guys, because Khrushchev was awesome. I'm still a bit butchering his name, but he was awesome. Josh Tolley was awesome. I mean, so many of the speakers were just incredible. And, you know, it'll be really great to be able to share that with the team. So if you weren't there, look, you could definitely look forward to hearing that stuff. So let's see, what else do we want to talk about the event? So the speakers were great. You know, so much of the event really occurs after the event or outside of the event. You know, we all got to hang out with Carl. So Sean, Carl, and I spent some time. We got to do some fun stuff together. You know, I highly, highly encourage you to try to get to the next event, because you start to realize that you're not just a face in a box, that you're an actual person. You get to hang out with those people. You get to know what they're all about. You know, like, you get a pretty good feel for people on here, but it's a completely different experience when you get together and hang out at an event. I met Carl at a previous event. I never really had much of an impression one way or the other from seeing him on Zooms or Skypes or, you know, Hangouts. But when we got to the event, we instantly hit it off and created a friendship, and it transforms your relationships. It really does. And so it's absolutely critical to get there. Plus, you get so much information, and you get to pick the brains of the people that are making it happen. The one thing that I really liked about this event that is different than some of the ones that we've been to in the past is these were all really, really qualified speakers. And there was none of this, like, if you've been in other opportunities, none of this like, oh, well, we're going to pick some of the top guys that are producing and let them teach you what they do. Because ultimately what winds up happening, and Sean's going to nod his head on this one, they tell you like just barely enough to figure out what it is they're actually doing, but none of the ways that you can actually make it happen for yourself. You know, when you have 40, 45 minutes to speak and you're going to try to, you know, put together how you do business, it never works. So I was glad that they didn't do that. These were all, you know, real, like, outside speakers. The only people that spoke from IPN, or that had to do with IPN, were the leaders, the leadership, the people in the top positions, and not just affiliates, but top position, leadership positions. So that was, you know, pretty cool too. Anything I'm forgetting, Sean? Anything?
Yeah, no, we heard from Sal and Vanessa Leto.
They were tremendous.
They were the husband and wife team. You know, they're the business development background, and what's really great about that is they've been in, you know, in online and offline marketing businesses for many years, right? So they've created lots of different teams, but you get a chance to really hear where people really start off at, it's like, hey, whether it's a network marketing event and they're like, they've got 4 people in the event and they're going to a hotel meeting or whatever, and there's only one person that shows up. These are like real live type of scenarios that people have to go through. And just showing the adversity of just working hard together and getting to a point where they, have a successful team, working in a successful company. Just hearing the ins and outs is really great.
Yeah, and struggle. I mean, you get the impression when someone's really, really successful that they just happen. Like
showed up that way, just worked out just like that.
They have like a team of 3,000.
Later, they were, yeah, exactly.
Right. No, they struggled, and the thing that's always been very rewarding to me in almost every business that I've seen, with a handful of exceptions, most people really struggle for the first few years. I mean, it is like all the top dogs, they all struggle for the first like 3 years or something. It's 3 to 5 is what it seems to be. So, if you're not where you want to be, online, if you're still struggling to make it, the good news is you got time. It takes a while to figure it out. It really does. I'm as impatient as it comes, and I wanted it done 3 years ago, and I'm not there yet. So like it just takes time. It takes time to develop that, and you learn as you go, and the belief is so important. I mean, if you don't believe you can be successful, you won't be. I mean, it's as simple as that. I'm not going to harp on too much motivation stuff because we have too much to cover, but it really is critical that you believe in yourself. You know that you can make it happen. Have the tenacity to not give up. That's what it takes. I mean, anybody that's been successful in this business has incredible tenacity, has a thick skin, and was willing to fail over and over and over again and keep going. That's the one just constant in everybody's story, no matter what their story is, because every story is totally different. But the one constant is they fell on their face over and over and over again until they made it happen. So that's the kind of tenacity that you need to have. And that's, Sean and I have been, trudging along and fighting and kicking and screaming to make it happen. And we're going to continue to do so. So that's what it takes. That's what you need to do.
And another thing too is you just need to hang out with the right people too. I mean, you need to follow what they're teaching, but you also need to have, you need to have mentors. You need to have people that are where you want to be. We've talked about that many times before, but also have the conversations that, you need to have to make your business grow. I mean, yeah, we all enjoyed ourselves. It was, heard a lot of good stories, and a lot of good speakers, but in the end, we're all here to be successful in our business. And what's that going to take? It's going to take the ability to, go out, you're going to have to change. That's one big thing I was a takeaway was like, you have to embrace change. You just can't stay on the same path and expect things to fall into your lap. You really got to do what it takes.
I just remember too that we just forgot to mention how awesome was J.R. Reed's recruiting.
Oh, right.
The whole fishing thing. So when you guys see that, oh man, I mean, J.R. Reed, if you've heard any of his leadership trainings, they're awesome. But J.R. is a funny guy. He really is. And he talked about recruiting, and he talked about throwing your line out. And
he came out with a fisherman's vest on and a fishing pole. And he would literally just show people what it really takes to, to work with new prospects and things like that. And sometimes they come off the line, they don't stick on, you don't catch them. And, it's just a lot of different things I'm thinking.
He did a great analogy with fishing, but he actually showed, like, he lives in is it Taiwan?
Thailand?
Thailand. I always say Taiwan. It's Thailand. Yeah. So he lives in Thailand, and, I think he goes back and forth. But he showed us some of these, like, crazy monster fish that he would catch in this lake. And, 75 to 100-pound fish, like huge. But he said, like, this is a perfect example in terms of recruiting. He talked about how he went to this, this lake, and he threw, the line out, and the first 6 fish, broke the line or got off the line or took his bait or, whatever. And it wasn't until the 7th one did he finally catch one of these crazy monster fish, and he showed the pictures and all. But then, like, by the end of the day, he caught like over 50%, but he started off over 6. So, that happens. I mean, you run traffic and you think, oh, I'm going to get all these, great people, and, we're going to get excited, and we're going to build this massive team, and then, and then nothing sticks, right? Or you don't get the kind of conversion that you wanted, or you get a bunch of people and they never, do one iota of work and bail. So that's a absolutely great training in recruiting, and the phishing, motif was pretty cool too. So lots of great sessions, lots of great information, and as I mentioned, we'll as soon as we have access to the recording, we'll certainly share that with everybody. I'm sure Carl will as well. So let's talk a little bit about the direction that IPN is going, and then the direction that Sean and I are going to kind of head as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just share my screen for a minute. I did grab some of the screen shares off of the most recent update call, which was pretty awesome. So, you know what? I just realized I didn't put them in any kind of order. I got to look at this now. All right. So, the first thing is, and this we got actually from the training is, from the event as well, is our products are a little bit outdated, and they're revamping everything. They're revamping it all. So it's going to be tremendous, absolutely current, state of the art, cutting edge training, and of course we had two. We now actually have three different, what they're calling career paths, or three different directions you could head with IPN. And they alluded to, did not give us any information. We were certainly hoping for more info in terms of other career paths, but they alluded to several more. So there definitely is more coming. There's more on the horizon, without a doubt. But we certainly talked about e-commerce a lot. It's the one avenue that I think most of the leadership is tackling. Some of the leadership is also involved in trading. We'll talk about that a little bit. But e-commerce seems to be the kind of main direction. One of the things that, and this was something that Mario told me that was pretty cool, that was a bit of information that was really helpful. I started, and Sean started a Shopify store, ran some traffic, really, got people looking at my Shopify store, and I didn't really get great results with it. And I know that I have some work to do. I actually learned some stuff at the event, learned some stuff from my wife, which was awesome. I talked about that a little bit on Carl's Hangout, but I found I can tap into a very lucrative resource there in terms of online shopping, because my wife is like the master. She is the guru of Amazon and online shopping. So I will be able to share her nuggets with all of you. But Mario said to me, as I talked to him in private, like it was a private conversation, that the way that we were teaching was sort of teaching Shopify first and then teaching Amazon. And he thought it really was backwards, that Amazon was the way to go initially because it's faster and easier to make money. But he actually told me something that surprised me. I did not know this, was that Shopify, he said, was actually the more lucrative program. So I always assumed that Amazon was the way to really scale up, and that Shopify was like the way to introduce you to it. And especially because the way we learned about Amazon training prior to this revamping that's going on was that you had to kind of buy products up front, turn around, ship them to Amazon, or sell them yourself and on Amazon. And it was time intensive, it was a little bit labor intensive, and most importantly, it was financially, cumbersome. So you had to purchase all these products up front, and he is doing purely drop shipping. So when I talked about the 75,000 that he did, that was without actually touching a single product. So drop shipping, if you're not familiar, means that someone purchases a product from you, you turn around and order the product wholesale and have it shipped directly to the customer. So you never actually handle the item, which is awesome. Like, you don't want a warehouse full of stuff. You don't want to have lots of stuff that you have to sell and you've purchased up front. and you certainly don't want to have that crap laying around your house.
You don't want
So,
to box stuff and bubble wrap it and
oh yeah,
go to the post office. Yeah, it's too much.
and Amazon has very strict labeling and packaging requirements, and it's just awesome if someone else takes care of that for you. So Mario surprised me. He said, it was quicker and easier to make money in Amazon, and then, but actually using Shopify would scale up more and be more lucrative. So that's all going to be evident in our training that's coming out. I have no idea when the training is coming out. Unfortunately, they were not forthcoming with that information. But this is the platform, I believe. It's called an e-commerce mastery program, and this is what's going to teach you how to do these things. So this was the first tidbit that I got from the recent update. Let me back up a minute here, because there was some other thing about Shopify on here. So again, this course teaches you how to set up the Shopify drop shipping store, how to do Facebook advertising, and then scale on e-commerce. And then there's also Amazon in here. I don't know why the picture itself doesn't say it. The 8-week boot camp comes with it, just like what I went through, what you guys will have access to, the boot camp videos, and then all the associated information. So really awesome information coming down the pike for us with e-commerce. And I just wanted to touch on this. I mean, this is absolutely the direction I'm headed in. I think this is the direction Sean's headed in, and I'll let him kind of speak on it after me. But I'm currently building a Shopify store, still working on that, tweaking that, going to improve that with a lot of new information that I have available. Really excited to get the Amazon training, learn how to do Amazon drop shipping, and start really making some money right away. And so for me, the way I plan on building my business is by showing my own social proof, showing my own proof of earnings through Shopify and through Amazon. And when people want to know how I learned to do this, how I was able to make this kind of money, then I turn around and show them the IPN opportunity. So this is the direction that I'm headed. This is the direction that I think is a very easy way to transition people. Plus, you have two streams of income, right? You have an income from your e-commerce business, and you have an income from IPN as a business model. So, Sean, you can build on that if you want, or just agree with me and we'll move on, whatever. Because I think you're doing pretty much the same.
Yeah, no, as Mark mentioned, I started actually doing before I did Shopify though. I started with Amazon, but me and my wife did it the old way, I guess, or the way that some people are doing it, which is not drop shipped. You're literally doing what's called arbitrage, where you're going to like a Target or a Walmart, and you're getting discounted merchandise, and then you're promoting it on your Amazon store, and then you've got the product. Now you've got the product in house, and you mail it out when people are. Actually, I apologize. With Amazon, you can send all of the product that you want to sell to Amazon's facility, and they'll be able to ship it out when someone buys it, and then you just get paid. So there's a couple different ways to do it. With the drop ship, it's you never actually purchase the product physically. You actually have a third party where you would house some of that product on your store, but when someone purchases it through your store, it automatically gets rerouted right from the third party right to them, so you never even touch the product. A little bit more difficult when you're doing the arbitrage way, because you're literally out scouting for product, and that could be like I mentioned, some of these other box stores, or you can even go to like a dollar store, and but you're not really making a lot when you buy something for a couple dollars, because there is fees involved with Amazon. So things you need to watch out for is how to focus on the right product. Definitely, learn more about drop shipping, because that's more of an ease. You're not necessarily putting a ton of work into it outside of setting up your website, your Amazon website, with the right product codes and all of that stuff. But that's like Mark. That's going to be a way I'm going to be focusing on more with my wife. And I actually also started up a Shopify account, and still learning on that. Mark's a little bit ahead of me on that process, but these are some of the things that we're working on with the e-commerce side, and I think that, like Mark mentioned, I think Amazon may be more appropriate to start off with in the beginning.
So I wanted to touch on I want people to understand how amazing the drop shipping program is, because how incredibly powerful it is, because someone purchases a product from you. So they order from you, they pay you first. So let's say a product is $30. They pay you that $30. Now that order triggers you to go and purchase the product from the wholesaler. Let's say it's $15. So now you purchase the product, and it's all the work is taken care of by Amazon, and you just collect the profits. So it's awesome. There's no money up front. The clients or the customers, I'm so confused because I'm an oral surgeon and then I'm patients, clients, whatever. The customer pays you, and then you buy the product at a lesser rate and you collect the profits. I mean, it's extraordinarily powerful. There's no warehousing. There's no having to figure out, you don't have storage costs, all that. You're not keeping this garbage in your house. You don't have a garage full of stuff. I mean, it's extremely powerful, and it's the cheapest way to do it because there's no outlay of money. It's awesome. I mean, they pay you, you go and buy the product. You don't have to buy the product until you've gotten paid. So that's extremely powerful.
There are some small fees, though, that Amazon will charge, but they're very minimal based on the product itself.
There are some fees, FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. You've got to, do that. But, a lot of that stuff too. If you're buying from a wholesaler, the wholesaler's done that. There are some fees involved, but so you're not getting, straight off the top minus the wholesale. But I mean, you're still making profits, and you're collecting those profits, and you're getting the full amount so that you're not actually having to outlay any of your own money to purchase products, which is awesome.
And the big thing that you need to focus on is once you can get your business going, you need a strategy to be able to increase sales, right? So that means you need to scale it up, and a lot of what they're going to teach you is how they've done that. So that's really good to know.
So let's talk a little bit about the new product. The cool thing about the new product is you get the entire e-commerce package. You get all the training, the 8-week boot camp, the videos, all of that. It's a $3,000 promotional price right now, and so you're getting a 10% commission if anybody purchases this, and then you also get a $400 second tier bonus on the promo pack. So if I bring Sean into the business and Sean sells a $3,000 promotional pack, the e-commerce mastery program to someone, he gets a $300 commission. I actually get a $400 commission. So the second tier bonuses are powerful, and you do qualify for that second tier bonus on this e-commerce training package. So I wanted to share that. That was pretty cool too. So let me see. So let's talk just briefly, because we're not as heavily involved into this, but there are the second career path is cryptocurrency trading. We already had our e-trader out there. Now the e-trader, as far as I know, it's still the same trader, but now it's 3,000 instead of the original 5. But you can also get the signals package. So if you don't want automation, if you want to have control, if you want to do the trades yourself, the signals tell you when to buy, when to sell, how long to hold, all of the stuff. And it takes the guesswork out. It's very accurate. It's very successful. And it is specific to each exchange. So you don't want to mix the exchanges. I believe you have access. What I heard was you have access to all the exchanges, but you want to stick with one, and eliminates the huge learning curve. And the signals program or package is $1,500. Here's what's really cool about this. Prior to now, only products over $2,000 qualified for the $400 second tier bonus. This signals package is $1,500. You get a 10% commission on that, and you get the second tier bonus as well, the $400 second tier bonus. So That's pretty powerful. That's pretty lucrative. And so that's something new as well. Um, and something, it's not another career path, but it's a kind of an addition to the trading package. They have a futures program coming out, trading futures. I have no idea about this myself. I'm not sure that I necessarily want to tamper with this, but to each his own. If it's something that excites you or excites someone you're talking to or someone that you're selling to, then it's a great thing, right? So it also comes with all sorts of training. Training. It also has an 8-week boot camp associated with it, and it's a $3,500 program. And you get this is I never saw this in anything with IPN before. It's a $3,500 promotional price, and you get a $1,000 direct sale bonus. So it's not a $350 that normal 10% that you get. It's actually a $1,000 direct sale bonus, which is pretty powerful. So they obviously are pushing this hard. But you also get the $400 second tier bonus, which again is very lucrative. So this is another addition. I know they're coming out with what is it called? Forex trading as well. So there's going to be a whole trading platform that's even broader and wider than it's been up till now. Up to now, it's basically been crypto trading. They've talked about Forex. I haven't seen a Forex product, but I know they're coming out with a Forex product. They've now come out with a futures product. So it's going to be a whole huge trading platform. And if you have people that are investors or they've done Forex trading before, they want to automate that, or if people are interested in trading futures, we have a lot to offer people now. So again, it's not something that you have to be interested in. I have no interest in this whatsoever, but it's sure as hell, if I find someone that's interested in it, I'm going to sell it to them. And I'm going to talk to them about it. So you still have to be knowledgeable about the product, even if it's not something you plan on doing. But it is something that is available and has some pretty good price points associated with it. I mean, $1,000 direct sale bonus, that's pretty awesome. You sell one of these a month, $1,000 a month. That's pretty cool. And then I think the last thing I had in here, Danny on the update, talked about some of these things. What if? So what if we, can show you how to unravel the digital landscape? This is teaching people how to become entrepreneurs. And I guess there was no slide on it. That's why I didn't have one. But the third career path I did want to talk about. Actually, let me let Sean do that, because are you comfortable talking about the 9-step online business thing?
You might want to jump on that one.
That's okay. That's all right. I don't want to steal the show. I always want to give you your opportunity.
That's quite all right.
I'm the mouth of the group. So a new career path that just came out that is really exciting, because I think there's a need for it, and that's how to teach anybody how to create an online business for themselves. So it's going to be a 9-step program that teaches people how to either take an online business like ours or any other online business or program, and how to market it and how to build it, or even taking it offline or a brick and mortar business and build that in an online presence, or taking a product that you have that you've created yourself or products that you bring in from elsewhere, and how to market those, how to build that online business. So you learn how to build any kind of online business. Now, do you know anybody that has an interest in any kind of online business? I mean, there are hundreds of them out there. You have tons of Facebook friends that probably, are in other businesses, and this is certainly something that can help them in their business. So, incredibly powerful doing that. One of the other things I wanted to talk about before we get to this screen is I almost forgot one of the most exciting things, which is Zilkio. So Zilkio is an incredible marketing platform. We got to see it live. We got to experience a little bit of it. The one thing I'm disappointed they didn't show us, although it's there, but we just didn't get to see it, were the sales funnels. But Zilkio is going to be incredibly powerful. It's going to be at a low price point. It's going to replace your autoresponder. It's going to replace your sales funnels. If you're into creating your own sales funnel, you don't need to do that anymore. If you have lead pages or click funnels, you don't need that anymore. It's going to replace a lot of the tools that you may be using already if you're an experienced marketer. And it's going to be at a fraction of what you're paying for these tools right now. And it ties into so many things. So one of the things they showed us that was brand new and was really a secret that they released at the event that nobody knew about was a digital business card. So this was awesome. You can create a free a free digital business card. So as if you handed someone a business card, but it's in digital format, and it allows them to sign up for the digital business card themselves. It's an absolutely free program. So you're providing value to people and asking for absolutely nothing in return. You're not selling anybody anything, right? So you give them this digital business card that has your information on it. You tell them, click the link and you can create your own absolutely for free. And then there's, they get a single business card that they can, customize their own way. But there's also a premium package that they can purchase if they choose. And the premium package allows them to have multiple business cards, but also allows them to tie into the Zilkio system. So now anybody that upgrades to the premium package for their own purposes actually gets logged into your Zilkio system and is tracked. And there's follow-up stuff that is involved with that. So that's incredibly powerful. But you are providing like anybody that has an online business, anybody that has an offline business can use these digital business cards. I was super excited, like just for my own oral surgery practice. Like being able to use these digital business cards is really powerful. You give someone, a link, or you share the domain with them, and all your information is right there, readily available with clickable links and stuff like that. Your website can be on it. Any link you want to put on it.
And Mark, the other thing too is with the paid version of Zilkio, they have a branding module, so it helps you. Correct. Yeah, helps brand you, so it could be more marketable, as a marketer.
Yep.
So.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think if they upgraded to the premium, I think you got a residual on that.
You did, yeah.
So you got a residual on that, which
so you literally can make commissions on this product, on this marketing product.
Yeah. But it's really cool because you can talk to someone that you just met, and you tell them that I can give you this free digital business card. I don't want anything in return. You're just providing value, and it makes a wonderful lead magnet
Yeah. So whether even if they're in another business, they can use this little marketing platform, and you still get commissions on it. So it's really nice little.
So the business card, the Zilkio system was really powerful and really exciting. I think it's going to really help us build our businesses, along with the autoresponders and the sales funnels and texting and emails and everything. I mean, it's all built in. It's all combined, and all everything is tracked. So it's really. I mean, you could see from. They, read the first email, clicked through, signed up, blah, blah, blah. The whole, it tracks everything. It was real, like the analytics were phenomenal on it. So that was really exciting. So that business card is going to help you to, determine your trajectory in this digital landscape. And it's going to provide, and all these things are going to provide a formula for online success. And basically what we're doing, again, we're providing multiple avenues or multiple directions that people can go to become digital entrepreneurs. And, they can do it through IPN, become an affiliate, and build the business model. But they don't have to. They can build an e-commerce empire. They can do trading, crypto, Forex, and futures trading. Or they can learn how to build an online business. I said on Carl's Hangout, I have a friend that has a commercial drone business, and I'm super excited to present this to him because the 9-step online program will teach him how to create that drone business and really build his online presence around it and help him to market it and teach him how to really make it a business that's not just a word of mouth business, because that's really all he has right now. He's really doing just dabbling in a little bit of advertising, but mostly it's word of mouth. So, I can do that. I can offer him the digital business card. And, all of these things are going to provide value to people. They're going to see you as the expert, and they're going to want to know how you're making money, and then you can show them the IPN, opportunity. So, we're really excited about the direction that this is headed. We're really excited about, some of the stuff that's coming out. We're also really excited about the potential for pro currency to go up in value. All of those things are on the horizon. We were hoping to have, more answers by the Thrive event. That didn't happen. Let me just touch on that really quickly. If people are aware of, heard of some of the issues, much of the delay, we all kind of were scratching our head going, why is this company taking so long to come out with stuff when they said they were going to have it ready? Much of the delay in almost every avenue or every area of IPN that they've had to kind of, stall things has been based on the SEC looking at the model and deciding, and IPN is very much in disagreement with the SEC in terms of, this rewards program and having to shut that down. The one thing about the SEC, crypto is so new that they don't even know themselves how they're going to regulate it. And so many of the things that we've been waiting for, such as the iPro Mall, Edge Club, have all been basically halted because they're waiting for the SEC to figure out their guidelines so that we can follow them. So you have to wrap your mind around this. The SEC is looking and telling people and regulating people, yet they don't even have their own regulations figured out yet. Right? They don't even have the regulations in place, but they're telling people you can do this or you can't do that. They're shutting companies down. They luckily for us, they looked at our model. They could easily shut IPN down. They could have, but they didn't. And here's why: because they only saw one area that they didn't agree with, and IPN instantly reacted and shut it down. And we disagree that it actually was a problem. The reward points that we used to give out for purchasing products could be perceived, and here's the crazy part of this, could be perceived, because you're getting 100% back in pro reward points, could be perceived that we were selling pro currency, even though that's not what we were doing. Okay, that's not what we were doing, but that's what the SEC was concerned that people would perceive it that way. And so they said, this is not kosher. And and IPN reacted and said, okay, we want to be in compliance. So they shut it down. So unfortunately, as a result of that, many of the things that we've been waiting for that we're really excited about because it's going to drive the value of pro currency up have been halted because they're waiting for the guidelines to come out by the SEC so that they can remain in compliance. So this company is all about compliance. The company is not going away. Many of the crypto opportunities out there have been squashed, and I'm seeing left and right companies being shut down, refunds being done, purchases, products not being able to be purchased anymore in the crypto world. So there's tons of regulation, yet the regulation hasn't even been figured out yet. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background information and a little bit of, the reason why we need to be patient a little bit. We need to be patient because we're trying to remain compliant in a very uncertain landscape, and it's really important that we do things the right way. This company is really built correctly. They're not taking chances, and we're going to be around for the long haul as a result of that. So that's why some of the delays that we've run into. Like the iPro Mall, for instance, has been up and running and ready to go for months now, but they had to put the brakes on it until the SEC kind of figures it all out. So we're excited about the opportunity. We're excited about e-commerce in particular, but we have trading and online business career paths as well. We have heard rumors. These are purely rumors. I don't know anything based on what I learned at the event, but we've heard there's going to be an online gaming platform. It could be travel involvement. So, the one thing about IPN is they're touching on all the trends, all the trending industries that are in the billions or trillions of dollars for that industry. So, we're tapping into all of the most lucrative niches, all of the most lucrative industries, and it's only going to continue to grow. As they introduce more and more career paths, it doesn't mean you have to be an expert on those things. You don't have to be an expert in 6 different career paths. It just means that you can offer more opportunities to more people. That's the cool thing about it. We talked in previous masterminds and hangouts about multiple streams of income. This company is truly multiple streams of income from all over the place under one roof, under one umbrella. So it's pretty exciting. Any closing thoughts, Sean?
We covered a lot today. I mean, I think for most folks who are kind of either they're seeing this for the first time, or they've been with us for a bit of time, just know IPN has your back. It's really revamped its program so that it can be lucrative, and it allows you to learn and grow, create your own business, create a team if you want to do that. There's lots of different platforms within IPN, as Mark's mentioned. That's really given someone the individual path that they want to take. So it's not like locking you into, hey, this is how we do business and that's it. If you don't like it, then you might want to find something else. So that's what I like about this, is it does give you the option and the flexibility to if you want to just do an e-commerce business, do an e-commerce business. If you want to learn more about trading, you've got that option too. But overall, they're going to have a lot more training that's going to be available. They're going to revamp the training, I should say, and really help you get going in the direction you want to go. So overall, I'm excited about what's about to happen, and look forward to where the company's going to go.
Awesome. So I just want to give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions or make any comments. If anybody wants to jump on, Jan or Cosmos or Daniel. Cosmos, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I've been itching to get on.
Sure.
There are 2 things. One, regarding the Amazon thing, I've been looking at it for a couple of weeks now, and I had picked up that you can actually, you don't have to pay for the product. But I haven't kind of wrapped my mind. There's just a little tweaking that I'm not getting. And that is that the person can, as you mentioned, can pay for the product, and then you order the product, and the product is shipped directly from, say, Alibaba or to the individual.
Right.
Now, what I don't understand is you go ahead, and the thought just occurred to me that what you might do is then look on Amazon, because I was also going to do the ASIN inspector. You look on Amazon for the product, it's selling, say, for $30 on Amazon, and then you find it on ASIN. I saw a similar one today. And you find it on ASIN for somewhere between $3 to $7. And the FBA, and there's some of the products that you can actually order one. Others, I think, more than that, but you can actually order one. So the FBA on that was something like, I think it was $8 and some change. So the difference between, say, the $25 and the $3 or $7 you pay for it would be your profit.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, though, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how you follow through on that. And we probably need to discuss it as a group, or just
Sure. I mean, the first thing that we got to say is that our current training, our current Amazon Elite training, is outdated. I mean, by their own admission, and that's being redone and revamped. So there's going to be better information than what we have right now in terms of how to do the Amazon drop shipping. Because really, although they may talk about it here and there in the training, the bulk of the training was really on like buying the products up front and then selling them on Amazon FBA. So there's going to be better training available to us. and I think the order and the format will be a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, essentially what you're saying is correct. I mean,
I found it on
the wholesale.
I found it on YouTube. I subscribed to a channel and I found it. This guy talks directly to you and
Sure.
gives you detail. So that's why I brought it up. No, because I am not privy to the Amazon training on the IPN system.
Oh, okay.
The other thing I wanted to ask about is, do you have any idea as to the Zilkio price point? Because obviously it is going to be a paid product.
They did not tell us. What Carl heard through the grapevine was that it's probably going to be in the $30 to $50 range. Now, that's pretty low because
that's a monthly fee.
Your autoresponder alone is easily $30, and that's without any sales funnels and text capabilities and all this other stuff. But we really don't know. That's just purely speculation, I think, at this point.
And they haven't provided like the commission range that you get as well. So
they also, honestly, I talked to Maurice, who put Zilkio together, and Maurice said that it would be available very shortly after the event, but we don't really know when it's even available. Like, it's soon, really soon. Certainly within the next 2 weeks, because Daniel Pachenko basically said.
I would think that the Zilkio would come out relatively quickly because there's really nothing, there's no cryptocurrency tied to it or anything like that. It's a standalone product that we've acquired or utilizing, and it's, we're just going to provide it to people, in a free version and is paid as well.
The next question is, how would you pay for that? Would that be normal US dollars, or you have to use a pro currency?
You're asking things they didn't cover.
No idea. Too early to tell, Cosmos.
No idea. Yeah. They showed us Zilkio, but they didn't tell us much in terms of the
price point or
how to get it, how to sign up, what the residuals would be, how do you pay for it? We don't know any of that. I would imagine your first line payment is through your iWallet. I'm sure they'll take your iWallet money, and that's the easiest way of doing it. So make commissions, you get it for free. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I did upgrades too. I paid for the lower products and I upgraded to the higher products. So, make some commissions, and you have no problem worrying about how to pay for it. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, and I would think that they would still pay you the same way as they do now with 70% cash, 30%.
Yeah, they did verify. We're still going to continue to get paid 70% fiat currency or US dollars and 30% in pro currency. So they did say that would continue, which is powerful because as pro currency goes up, you're getting more money.
Correct.
I'd like to ask a couple of questions. I'm just trying to get a picture in my mind about how it looks to start your own store through through say Amazon. Mm-hmm. So is it you and you have a website that's attached to your Amazon store or your Shopify store? Then people that go online see your products on your store, so they're the customer and they want to buy something from you, and then you go to Amazon and purchase off, or Shopify, whichever it would be. Is that the right thing that I'm thinking about, or is it?
Yeah, and Mark's going to probably bring this up, but for Amazon, you literally create your own store right on Amazon. Your own account, I should say.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Mark, if you.
Yeah. I'm actually pulling Amazon up because I think that's the easiest way to kind of deal with it. So let's just. I'm just trying to think of a product. So let's.
Amazon is now in Australia. Okay. So how does that? If I just do it through my business, is it like a separate thing than? Let
me share the screen for a minute, and I think it'll. Oh, am I sharing now?
You are. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I forgot I was even sharing. Okay, so if we look here, So, like when you see this and it says by Bedshore, Bedshore is your company, or basically your Amazon
Company name
private
that
seller.
you've chosen.
Yeah, it's a private seller. So like Bedshore probably is like one of us, and they get from a wholesaler and they sell it on Amazon. So, like this one's Cotton Craft and this one's Utopia Bedding. And so these are all private.
Oh.
So you would
you create your own name when you sign up.
They might be affiliates. They might be affiliates because I have an affiliate store as well.
Yeah.
I've had it for the last 3 years.
Correct.
An affiliate of the Fulfilled by Amazon.
Yeah, Fulfilled by Amazon.
And,
Okay, sorry, I'm a bit new.
No
that's okay.
worries. Yes.
So, especially if you're offering products through Amazon, like, Fulfilled by Amazon, then you're going to qualify for Prime, and that's going to even make it more powerful.
Which is very advantageous, Prime. I mean, if you can offer Prime to people, they're more apt to purchase from you.
Yeah, like if you're getting direct from like AliExpress or something, it takes too long.
You gotta wait like 3 weeks to get to
qualify for Prime. But if you're doing something that you're drop shipping, and Amazon already has it in their warehouse,
right,
you'll qualify for Prime. But so again, I mean, neither one of us really have an up and running Amazon store. We've kind of done some training and learned about it, but I don't think either one of us is terribly experienced in it. Sean has more experience with Amazon.
I mean, yeah, we have a store, like me and Mark have a store, but like I said, we did what was called arbitrage, which is we literally bought the products. We did do, we'd send the products off to Amazon, they would house it, store it, and then anytime someone would pick an item that we had in our inventory, at that point in time, we'd get notification, but Amazon would do all the work. They would send out everything to the customer and pay us later.
I just want to scroll down. Forget where it is, but somewhere like you usually see like you can buy this new from this person, but you can also get it from all these other shipped by these other companies and stuff. Usually there's like a listing there. I don't see it on this one, but you can usually get it from other places. Oh, here, like new 2 from $15.99, but then there's usually other places you can order it from. So there's multiple different people selling the same product. Yeah.
Okay. And what days are your webinars on now? And what time?
The webinars? We do ours Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
New York time.
This Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's for me. It's morning here. So that's about
right
in the morning, 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and especially for those that are part of Carl's team, you have to understand the focus is different. So Carl's team is more of team training.
Yes.
Our thing is really more like introducing to prospects and introducing to people that are either interested in IPN or have just started IPN and want to know how to start to build the business. So our focus is a little bit different. They work hand in hand. I recommend if you guys have new people that, like Carl's training sometimes is a little bit over the heads of, some of the new people. This is really geared toward the new people. So, we're not going to do as much of in-depth training as Carl does. But of course, anybody on our team, Sean and mine, or any of you guys that jump on, you can have your new people or prospects come on here. But like once I have active team members, I ship them over to Carl's trainings because it's really more of a team training. So I just wanted you to understand what the difference was. We do have kind of a different focus. That's why, when Cosmos asked the question, we didn't go into a lot of that stuff because we're not really trying to accomplish a lot of team training here. I'll let Carl do that. We'll do some as our teams grow, of course. But
we want to give the nuts and bolts to what we have to offer. I think I think, you know, if I was somebody new that wanted to come in, I don't want to hear a lot of fluff. I want to hear, like, what's this about? How can I make
How does
money?
it work? How can I make money?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of like, well, here's how your autoresponder works. You know, like that.
Right.
That's kind of different training. And as our teams grow, we'll probably do two. We'll do one for prospects and one for team training. And, you know, but like right now, we're small enough that, you know, we can just tap into Carl's and do that. But yeah, I just wanted you to be clear that there was kind of a difference there, a different look to it.
I can see the synergy
talk until
between
the
the
end.
two, and it's good for me.
Sure.
So thank you.
Sure.
I have another quick question. Since Sean and both of you had something to do with Amazon, you spoke about Prime. You have to pay for Prime, don't you?
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
I think, well, I mean, as a customer, you have to pay for Prime, but do you mean as a seller, as an affiliate?
Yes. I'm not sure because I used to pay for Prime. I used to pay for Prime and I did that for about 3 years. But it's only when I purchased something that I benefited because I would get notification from them saying I can access certain things and it is Prime. And when I try to access it, it tells me I am out of the geographical area. So I just stopped it because I didn't know what I was really paying for. I wasn't benefiting in the way I should because of the geography.
Yeah, I mean, I think Prime is really geared for the purchaser. If you have product that's being held at one of the you know, Amazon warehouses, and you purchased Prime as a customer, that's going to be the benefit for you. But that's usually only going to happen when the product is being held at one of the warehouses. If I'm doing arbitrage and I'm just saying, hey, I don't mind keeping some of the product here and then mailing it to you, I'm probably not going to, you know, offer it a Prime option, or it won't be on my listing that way.
Yeah, I don't think they charge the seller Prime fees, but your FBA fees will be higher because you're storing your stuff in their warehouse,
right.
as opposed to if you weren't storing stuff in their warehouse.
That's how Amazon's willing to send, you know, Prime, send it out, you know, within 2 days, is because not only are they getting, you know, the buyer is paying for a Prime account, but we're getting fees charged for the benefit of them being able to do that.
Storage in their facilities. Well.
Right. There's
and the labeling and all of that, if that's what you're doing as well. Their fees are based on what services you want to utilize from them. Like you can label yourself, or you could have them label it.
Right.
Pay more.
It's really a convenience, you know, and you're paying a fee for them to take care of it for you. So,
well, and also compliance to some degree. If you don't label it properly or you don't package it properly, they send that crap back to you, and then you have nothing. So yeah. We're going to have a lot more information on Amazon as we both build our Amazon stores. I mean, I currently don't have an Amazon store. I've only done some of the training. Sean has done it before, but in an outside program. So, and of course, like I said, I went through some of the Amazon Elite training. It's outdated. It is. So, and it's more about like you buy a lot and then send it to Amazon and they label it. And so I don't know how Amazon dropshipping works. I'm not experienced in it. I can't really speak.
Yeah, we're both getting more involved in the dropshipping, and you know, I want to say, and we really didn't talk a lot about Shopify, but it's hard because we're starting to compare a little bit on both of them. Shopify is very easy to purchase. I mean, it's an ongoing monthly fee to have a Shopify account. But there's different ways to provide product, and I don't know if we'll get involved in it more on this call, or in this hangout, but there's a lot to learn with Shopify as well.
Yeah. And do you know that Shopify is linked to Amazon as well?
I know that link, but I don't know how it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was looking at the site a couple of days ago, and I saw a section where it actually Shopify to Amazon.
Okay, yeah, I haven't utilized that right now. They're kind of siloed for me.
I'm sure there's fees associated with that too.
Right.
Amazon's going to get their piece of the pie for sure. We'll talk more about like Sean and I are tweaking ours. For anybody that's watching this, especially on a replay, if you're part of our team, along with Carl, we're going to be doing some, one-on-one training, how to build your Shopify store and actually do it more like a mastermind where, we're going to take one person's store each session and help them tweak it. So not just talk about how to build a Shopify store, but actually show you how it works, how it's put together, how to make it better. We're going to, people are going to look at mine and go, I like that. I don't like that. Get rid of that picture. That sucks. We're going to actually critique it and make it better live. So that's going to be really powerful because as I mentioned previously, we had Shopify training, which is great, but most people that had the Shopify training didn't actually take action and build a Shopify store. You just had the training, you may have looked at it, but you didn't do anything with it. So then the e-commerce bootcamp came out, and that was the stimulus that IPN realized that people needed to go out and build a Shopify store. So I was part of the bootcamp. I built my Shopify store, and then I realized, wow, there's still a lot I don't understand. There's still a lot I don't know. And I can go back through 27 hours of training, or I could, get together with other people that know Shopify and kind of figure it out. So we're going to, put our heads together. We're going to make each of our stores better, look better, produce better, and hopefully get better results. And, so that's something we're going to plan on doing as a team. And that's just something specific to our team. I don't know of anybody in IPN that's doing that. To me, it's a no-brainer, but.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say about Amazon,
if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, one thing I'll say about Amazon in comparison to Shopify is, Amazon's the only online program you can get involved with, and you don't have to promote it, which
traffic source.
Which is you don't have to buy traffic or try to promote it. I mean, you can promote it on, I don't know if you can promote it on Facebook, but you don't have to go to the extent of trying to get eyeballs to it because Amazon has done so much work as getting people to the sites. They just happen to stumble upon your products. That's the whole thing. But with Shopify, you need to promote it.
Here's the hugest difference between the two. It focuses around what Sean was just talking about. People go on Amazon. They go because they know that the products are there, so you don't have to convince them they have to go to Amazon. They go there automatically. And they go there with their credit card in hand, ready to buy. That's the biggest difference. With Shopify, you're sending traffic to your Shopify store. They may or may not be interested in buying. They may just be interested in something that you posted or an ad that you put out, and they want to check it out. But they're not going like people go on Amazon to buy. They're not thinking, geez, do I want to buy something? No, this is what I need. I'm going to buy the cheapest, the best color.
Right, they're really looking for price.
Something's going to trigger them to pick one product, but they're going with the intention of buying. So that's probably the biggest difference. My Shopify store, I've been promoting it on Instagram. So people are going to my Instagram to see my travel pictures. They might see my Shopify store, see an ad that I put out and go, oh, that's pretty cool. Let me check that out. We go to my store, but they weren't going to my store with the intention of buying something right off the bat. They went to my Instagram. They something caught their eye. They then visited my store.
Yeah, you're very much like a storefront. If you're walking down the sidewalk, do I happen to want to go into Mark's store? You know what I mean?
Whereas you're going to the mall when you're going to Amazon, and you're going with the intention of I need to buy shoes.
Yeah.
You're not wondering if you're going to buy shoes. You're like, I need to buy that pair of shoes. And I need to go there and buy it. So Amazon is very different that way.
There's another plus with Amazon as well. What Amazon does, if you go on Amazon and you click on out of curiosity, you click on a product. What happens is you see that product showing up. So whoever and it tracks back to the person who owns the store. So even if you look at it and later on you decide you want to buy a big screen television, it tracks back to you as well. They track you.
Right, right.
That's
Well, with
true.
Amazon, and I may have missed the question because you were breaking up pretty good. Sean, did you hear, or was it breaking up for you?
Yeah, a little bit. I
Yeah,
kind of got
there's a
part of
lot of
that.
background noise. It was hard to hear you. But with Amazon, it's all about ranking. It's all about ranking higher. The higher you rank in Amazon, the soonest they like the higher your store shows up. So it's
Yeah.
all about relevance and it's all about ranking.
The product ranking as well. It's like if
Yep.
you've got to be conscious of the products that you're selling on Amazon because they may not get much traffic at all. People may not have an interest in certain products. So that's one thing when you start your business, you want to say, hey, you want to look at different products that have a higher ranking that people are attracted to. You already know they're going to want to buy. So it gets competitive.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, very good. So we're over the time. I definitely want to shut it down. Thanks everybody for jumping on. Daniel, I'm sorry. Did you want
Thank
to
you.
real quick before we go? No, just taking it all in. Okay, cool.
Appreciate everyone jumping on tonight. It's
Yeah. Thanks. It's nice to have a crowd. It's nice to address people, communicate. So yeah, thanks for jumping on, you guys, and thanks for everybody that took the time out to watch the replay. And we will see you next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, again. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right, sounds good. See you, everyone. Take care.